afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to share with you guys another fragrance review, and this is by a company called Cremo. And Cremo is a kind of a big box store brand. It's not a niche brand by any means, but it's definitely an amazing brand with amazing quality for an exceptional price. And the fragrance I want to share with you guys today is the Cremo Leather and Oud. Now, if you guys are familiar with leather and oud fragrances, they tend to be more expensive. And if you guys love fragrances, you guys have probably heard of a fragrance called Tom Ford Tuscan Leather. It is one of my favorites, although I do not own it. I have smelled it. And I opted to I prefer to get clones of cologne. The only problem when you go with more of an inexpensive fragrance as opposed to some of the higher end stuff like Tom Ford or Creed's, the longevity in some cases is not as good. Again, it depends on the actual fragrance. There are some longevities of clones that are just as good as the original. But in a lot of cases, I always say if you want the original scent, get the original. But for Tom Ford Tuscan Leather, you're going to be paying about $300. And for this bad boy, which is very, very similar to Tom Ford Tuscan Leather, I don't think anybody, if they walk by you and was familiar with Tom Ford Tuscan Leather and smelled you wearing this, would think that it was not Tom Ford Tuscan Leather. The only thing I have to say about it is that the raspberry note isn't quite as pronounced. But my experience with Tom Ford Tuscan Leather is that raspberry note tends to settle down anyway. So this is fantastic. I've been wearing this for the last couple days. I get about 8 to 10 hours on my skin easy with this. It does start to tone down, of course. The oud, I don't know why they call it leather and oud. The oud is very, it's not like a skanky oud or a very strong oud that you get from a lot of the Middle Eastern fragrances, some of the higher end stuff. But guys, price point is $21.99 shipped to your door through my link in description. They have, I think, 4 other fragrances in their lineup. The next one we'll get is Bourbon and Oak, and this is fantastic. And really the only thing that I can really tell you guys about this is just what they have directly off their website. And guys, if you watch my review, I always give a shout out to Red Essence. He's got a wonderful nose that can just really pick out the notes and really present them in a way which is almost like a story. Me, I'm a little rougher on it. I just tell you guys, do I think it's good value? Do I like it? And if you share similar tastes in fragrances, whether you might like it or not. And so this one here, directly off the website, they describe this as, and some of these are sold out, so they're definitely popular. You have a rich blend of saffron, incense, and smoky notes to capture the impression of old world leather. They really keep it very vague, but let me tell you, when you smell this, if you smell Tom Ford Tuscan Leather, you are going to really feel the similarities of this. I mean, this is very similar, and for what this costs, I mean, I'll never spend $300 on that fragrance just because this is so close, nobody's really going to be able to tell the difference. Now, maybe my nose isn't quite as good as others. Maybe there are guys who review fragrances who are very much more skilled than me, but I tell you, I love it for $21. I mean, I did get it free, so I mean, but this fragrance is so good that I'm definitely going to end up purchasing some of their other fragrances. Again, Bourbon and Oak. I have the Body Bar. It's absolutely fantastic, and I look forward to adding that to my collection. This you get just when you pop the cap on this, you just get that slight raspberry note. You get a slight woody note, which I assume is probably the oud, although I highly doubt there is, for this price point, natural oud in this. They're probably combining ingredients to get kind of an oud kind of similarity, but the leather is very pronounced, and again, right off the bat, this is very similar to another fragrance I have. I forget the name of it. I should have grabbed it. It's one that I got that's a clone of Tom Ford Tuscan Leather. The raspberry note is a little bit stronger, but when I wore that, my coworker, first day I got it, he's very familiar with Tom Ford Tuscan Leather. He came around the hallway, he's like, Tom Ford Tuscan Leather, and this is extremely similar to that fragrance. So guys, if you like Tom Ford Tuscan Leather, you want to pick up a no-brainer $21.98 cheapie that you can wear. I guess you can layer it if you want to, or if you just want to have that fragrance that's very similar to Tom Ford Tuscan Leather, if you like it and you want to do it at a fraction of the cost. Guys, this stuff isn't like designer impressions anymore. Remember back in the 80s, I remember, I mean, you could find like those designer impressions for like $5.99. Guys would come to the door selling them, and they were really terrible. I mean, and you can go to the Dollar Tree, and there's all kinds of fragrances out there that are designer inspired, but they're really terrible. And I got a lot of them just to like deodorize the bathroom, use it kind of like a room spray. They don't last long. They're very weak. This stuff is light years ahead of that. This stuff is not the this stuff should be selling for a lot more, and it just isn't. I mean, and probably because they don't make the actual comparison that it's their impression of Tom Ford Tuscan Leather. But guys, let me tell you, it's really close. It's amazing. The price is awesome, and Cremo is a great brand. I definitely encourage you, or Cremo is a great brand. I definitely encourage you guys to check out their other fragrances. Give them a test. They're so cheap, $21.99. You really can't go wrong. And they make them their fragrances in most of their different products, like their body wash, their shampoos. You can kind of mix and match, or you can just keep kind of a consistent theme. You can use the actual bar soap with this and then spray this on. You have a very consistent smell. So definitely a winner. I want to go ahead and thank Cremo for their generosity once again in sending me this product. Bottle's pretty straightforward. Cremo on the side. Each bottle is going to be the same with a different sticker. But you know, guys, I never give a crap about the bottle, and I think it's a pretty good looking bottle. It's about what's inside that matters. So let me know if you guys have any experience with this fragrance. Let me know if you have any questions or any requests. If you like the content, please do subscribe to the channel. If you want to make a purchase, please do it through my links. It does help support the channel. Once again, guys, give me your feedback. Let me know if you have any questions. And you guys have a great evening and take care.